Welcome back. With my guest here, Temi Oni, we've been talking and sharing about her story and her journey of self-discovery. Just before we went on break, we were talking about success, your definition of success. I know that, and I said as a single young lady, you had a few things that happened in your life a while ago. Relating to that, share that experience with us, please.
So basically, what's been going on in my life currently is that I've been going through this purpose journey, walk with God, and it's been really, God has been helping me to uncover myself, so through self-discovery, through personal development, and I had a situation whereby, you know, I was in maybe the wrong environment and I was being pushed into kind of getting involved in like marriage and stuff like that, and I think I could have easily fallen into that kind of route, but I knew that there was more. And I think as young women, we are not just put here to be somebody's wife, but we actually have a purpose as well.
Right.
And yes, our role might be to be someone's daughter or wife or whatever, but I think you also need to know the reason why God has breathed the breath of life in you, which is more than just procreating, because animals also can procreate and they can also have children and they can also do all of that. So we've
got more than that, isn't
yeah,
it?
we are a higher functioning being with a brain that is like likened to a computer, and then so we can't just diminish ourselves to just being, you know, mothers or, you know, just for marriage. And I think marriage is beautiful, but I think it's even more beautiful when there is purpose behind it. So I think
so you didn't fall under that pressure, you know, and the person in question, you would have thought, you know, a young lady might have thought, oh, this is, you know, the creme of like the creme de la creme, like you said to me. But you had to sort of like check yourself, that is this what I want? Because at the end of the day, it's going to be the two of us in this marriage, in this union. And am I ready? And, you know, is the other person ready? And those are the things that, you know, I think it's quite important that young ladies think about. And like you said, very profound. It's not just about being someone's sister, someone's wife. We have a purpose, you know, and in a way, once you know what your purpose is, everything sort of like walks towards that purpose. And you not being married doesn't mean you're not complete or you're not whole or you're not able to do what is required of you, because you've been able to start off your own business. Tell us how you did that, because you did it. You started it off underground, wasn't it? And then you just threw it at everybody.
So I mean, I started off. I actually launched my brand in 2016 in my bedroom.
It's makeup, isn't it?
So it's a cosmetics line, and I started off with just makeup brushes, and I didn't actually tell anyone. I just ordered them. I felt the voice of God saying to me, Temi, start a makeup line. And I was kind of like, I don't really know, is this really me? I don't really know how to start. So I started doing research, and I started to kind of put things together, look at manufacturers, suppliers, contact people, find manufacturers that were trustworthy as well. And once I built that relationship with them...
You don't have any background, isn't it? No, anything to do with makeup? No knowledge of the business or anything. I just wanted to make that really clear to our audience. Right, so you just started your research because of that lead-in, that lead-in. Right.
So I think once I started doing research, the ball just naturally started flowing from there. But I've always been interested in business and property and, you know, kind of like other things and other avenues of income other than just your typical 9 to 5. So I think the natural desire to be like an entrepreneur or go down a different path has always been there. So I think when I felt like God was saying go for it, I just decided to just start. So I only started off with 100 makeup brushes, that was all. And I didn't tell anyone because I didn't want anyone to talk me out of it.
Which people might do.
So I did it all on my own, and then they landed, and then I started promoting them. And I sold my first batch within like the first year by 2006. So from 2016 to like 2017. Beginning of 2017, I came up with lipsticks, so different ranges, different shades.
Do you know what I found really interesting? Because when I saw about your brand, someone else might thought, why would I want to start with brushes? You know, I want to wait until I have money for everything, you know, and then time is going, isn't it? Yeah. But you've used that to test your market. Yes. And what's the name of your brand? Because there's a whole story behind that, which I absolutely love. Yeah. And I think for me, that was quite inspiring, that at times it's like, what have you got in your hands right now? Start off with, and don't despise the times of humble beginnings, you know, small beginnings. It can actually grow into something. So tell us, what's the name of your brand and how you came up with that name?
So it's called I'm Miss Oni. So it's my name. So I used to be on social media, and well, before I had a brand, I had like 5,000 followers. So I actually had the tag name of I'm Miss Oni. So I am Miss Oni. So it's just my name basically. So I picked that and just put it into a brand, and that's where it started really. And I had orders from like across the world, and people like, you know, hashtagging my stuff, which is really cool.
So you went from the brushes to
lipsticks, and then from the lipsticks to eyeshadow palettes, and then from the eyeshadow palettes to eyelashes. And but I think once I started my master's course, I think it became quite difficult to juggle everything.
Too, but you still got your brand going. Yeah. The quality, can I just say that that blew me up, because at times you think when you start small, or let's just start with something, but the quality of your products, the you know, the casing, you know, the smoothing out on all that. I always say whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. I did ask also a question about what's your take in terms of a Christian and makeup and having a makeup brand and all that, you know, because I do know that, you know, there's still some people with a school of thoughts that, you know, Christians wearing makeup, where do you stand? What do you think about that? I can see you do your hair like this.
I think that with everything, it's about self-control. I think obviously going overboard with anything is not good. But the Bible does actually categorically say, do not let your adorning be merely outwardly. So it doesn't say you can't adorn yourself. Like, women are beautiful, and I think makeup just enhances the natural features and beauty of women. And I think God would be proud of that, because we're enhancing his beauty and his creation. But I think going overboard with that isn't, obviously self-control is needed with everything.
And for me also, it's about also what's inside, isn't it? What are you doing with what's inside? Are you focusing so much on what's outside on the physical, that you're not taking time, and then thinking about how much people spend on makeup and, you know, spend on hair and all that. I mean, at times you look at yourself because you're like seriously, you know, it's really about caring more about your inner beauty, isn't it, in terms of your heart, where you are with God, what you're doing with that, and then letting that radiate into exactly into your outer beauty. Funny enough, you said something now about 5,000 followers, and you know, we talked a bit about validation from that and all that. Share a bit about your own experience, why you have that, you know, that blog, and how that transformed for you.
So initially, I think with everything, I think social media is, a lot of people have they get validated from likes and from engagement and from communicating with people across the world, which I think is a beautiful thing. But I think if you're basing your purpose and your value on such fickle tools, which you know, people can like you today and then not really like your stuff tomorrow, I don't really think that's a firm foundation to base your likes on. I used to have an account of 5,000 followers, and when I was a lot younger, not now, I did fall into that, whereby, you know, I was kind of putting out a selfie and like wanting to be validated by that. And yeah, a lot of people used to say, oh, you're beautiful, you're this or you're that. And my sister said, like, there's no way you can delete that Instagram account, like 5,000 followers. But actually, funnily enough, I actually deleted it because I kind of realized that I'm not really doing anything. I'm not marketing anything. I'm just posting like selfies, and I'm just saying, okay, I'm going here or I'm going there. So that was actually one of the catalysts that I decided to delete that and start all over again and build up, because not everybody who was following that account would want to follow my cosmetics brand. So that's why I decided to delete that and just start again, and also kind of like not get validation from that as well.
Through your cosmetics, has it given you an opportunity to share about the love of Christ with people?
I would say yes. I would say in the initial parts of my journey with my cosmetics brand, I was actually going to a lot of like Christian events and selling like at little stores and stuff. So I think there was still a link to God there. But I think most people that kind of found my cosmetics brand, they found it on either Instagram or social media or, you know, from different countries. So I think it's not always the case, but I think you can always, you know, kind of showcase God through your own character and through your own kind of the way you live as well. You
want to be the Jesus that people see in everything that you do. Okay, so as we round up, I would like you to share with us, so your experience of being a church girl, and I know that you're currently doing your master's, you know, and this your journey of discovery and your business, you know, where, you know, where are you going with this in terms of your focus, your relationship and your work with God, just as we round up?
Okay, so I think for me personally, I believe that God is leading me to help other people, to inspire other people, to inspire whether it's young women, young men, old women, whatever it is. I just feel like God is leading me to be an inspiration to other people, that first of all, you need to find your purpose. There's no way that you could just go through the motions of life. You will not be fulfilled. You will not feel satisfied at the end of the day. And God has called us to manifest, which is, we have to think every single day, how are we manifesting in our purpose? And the journey to discovering your purpose isn't an overnight thing. It's something that you have to immerse yourself in. You have to pray about. You have to, you know, listen to sermons. You have to read the word. You have to have mentors, have life coaches. So I think it's really important to pursue purpose and not wait until you get older.
Or get married.
Yeah, because some people lose themselves in marriage as well, and then they don't really know what happened now, who they are.
And then some people are sort of like waiting until marriage before anything else happens, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, at one point I would have been in that line of thinking, but God completely changed my mindset. I had a whole mindset growth, like change.
Renew your mind.
I renewed my mind, literally. So I think God has taken me to kind of, you know, help to kind of inspire other people. And I'd like to be like a life coach at one point.
I think you'll do really well actually as a life coach. I think so. The way you're talking out, you come across. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. I think you should really be proud of yourself in terms of what you've been able to, especially with your journey with work, being able to start your business. Like you said, your lipstick, it's you know, ordered all over the world, you know, and you only started really small, and that's what it's about. It's about taking that first step of faith and listening and following your direction. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Next week on Story Before Glory.
I was surrounded by, let's say, less than encouraging examples of a successful marriage. I'm not paying lip service. If I'm saying these vows, it's because I mean it, not just because I have to say it.